Do you think Karl Anthony Towns has the potential to step up and become a true #1 option for this team?
Yeah. I think he's
not this year. No.
Yeah.
No.
Definitely.
I think
he's still the #1 fantasy player this year.
I think I did know that. Yeah.
Like people think he's not even having a good year. He's still the #1.
Like, bro, he's shooting 41% from 3.
Yeah.
No, he's definitely having a good year. I don't think he's not having a good year.
He's having a good year.
Recently, honestly, like in the last 2 weeks leading up to All-Star, he looked like he was playing decent defense. But now that Butler's out, it might throw off the whole chemistry, and I don't know if Towns is going to step up. Is what I'm saying. Because I really doubted his defensive capabilities at the beginning of the season. I thought he was coming on a little bit, and that's what I'm worried about. So actually, I like what they did with him because people were talking about like his instincts weren't very good, and he didn't know when to like go for the block, when to box out, stuff like that. He went for the block all the time.
Yeah. So what they did So what they did is they told him just go get the block every single time. We want you just to be like aggressive mindset, and then we'll reel you back in. And so they did that for a while, and he was just going for the block every time, and his man would get the rebound and put it back in, and their defense sucked. But like I think they were doing that as like a learning tactic for Towns, and now he like is gaining a better understanding of basketball motions of when you're supposed to block, when you guard your man, and like he like looks more comfortable on the floor now because they made him go for the block every time. So now he's like aggressive on defense. Before he like
passive and you didn't want to come.
Yeah, he didn't know. Like on offense, he's like running the floor all day long, but on defense, he would just kind of like hang back and didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I think he has the potential to get better.
And I mean, even with
technically
Wiggins,
has his lowest defensive rating of his career this year.
And even with Wiggins,
he was really bad in the beginning of the year.
And even with Wiggins, I saw a stat last year that said he's a terrible pick and roll defender, but in isolation defense, it's not that he's not that bad.
So he actually just like doesn't know what to do when the ball is not around him. I've watched him a couple times where they like will do backdoor cuts on him, and he like doesn't even turn his head. Wiggins, I think, is more lost than Towns is defensively.
But that still gives me hope that you can one day be at least a serviceable defender.
Yeah, but they got to get to the playoffs, bro. Who's their third scorer now? They don't have
Teague.
One. No,
Teague. You got Teague, you got Todd, you got Crawford. You got enough guys
to do nothing for me, man.
Bro, you got.
I've been trying to bench Jeff Teague all season for Tyus Jones.
You have enough guys who can possibly randomly get you 15 points a night that you'll be straight. I think Taj can randomly get you 15. I think Crawford can obviously randomly get you 15. And T can randomly get you 15. So I think with third scorer, it's like, yo, if you don't have a guy who can randomly get you 3 guys who can randomly get you 15 to 20 points, that matters a lot. But the Timberwolves have 3 guys who can all randomly get you 15 to 20 points a night. So I don't think they'll suffer.
And 2 guys who can get you 30. On any given night.
Wiggins can definitely go off for 30. Stop it. Don't act like when niggas stop it.
Not every night, but on any given
randomly,
night, he can get you 30.
Randomly, he can get you 30. You act like Wiggins can't move.
Jamal Crawford can randomly give you 30
Not right now. In his prime, he could.
How many games this season has Andrew Wiggins scored over 30?
Good question.
Thank
you for the
good question.
I'm just curious.
I'm about to look that up.
My guess would be 3.
Danny.
My guess is 3.
It's a good question.
I'd say
coming
1.
through. See, look at that. Danny was worried.
I'm looking at it right now. He has none in November. He does have some 27-point games.
No, we don't want to hear about 27 points.
Okay, so he had 40 on the Clippers. One.
Just one?
One.
There's
129.
So that does
3.
But
there
are
doesn't sound like any given night to me.
No, but there is a 29. There is
that's not a 30.
28. There is another 27. There's another 27. There's a 26.
So he's got like...
He did this as a third option.
Yeah.
You would get in...
I don't want to hear about that.
So he's got 6 or 7 games of 27.
Wiggins not necessarily better than me on offense than Clay is.
He's... What? Like, what kind of...
Clay is
so much better than
Wiggins
on
offense than Wiggins.
Clay is...
With the ball in his hands?
Period.
With the ball in his hands?
Period. He doesn't need the ball in his hands.
With the ball in his hands?
Period.
With the ball in his hands?
He can get a shot off against anyone.
With the ball in his hands, though.
Yeah.
Clay
with the ball in his hands.
And guess what? Clay got more games with 30 this year than the Wiggins does.
He's got 2. Look who you shoot.
Oh, you shoot. Like,
my thing about Clay is you make him take 1 or 2 dribbles immobilized. He's getting better.
Needs to do that. He can get a shot off on 1 dribble.
He's also great at defense. He's so much better than Wiggins. It's not even close.
But with the ball in their hands, give me Wiggins.
But
to like go get your own.
But to sum it up,
Wiggins can do it in the post also.
That's why. If Wiggins had no post game, I would agree with you with Clay. But Wiggins has very good footwork.
But they don't use him this year.
Who? Wiggins?
Wiggins.
Because he hasn't stepped up and showed that dog.
I think they will have to now. Yeah, they have to. Like Jimmy's gone. You pretty much had to go back to what you did last year when it was just Towns and
when they didn't make
Wiggins.
the playoffs and weren't even really close.
Exactly. That's my point. That's my point.
They have much better role players.
Cat is going to have to play.
much better role
Cat is
players.
going to have to play.
They didn't have a Taj. They didn't have a Teague. Tyus wasn't this good. They didn't have a Crawford. They have much better role players now.
Yeah, and they also don't need. They could go 500 and still.
They don't have Jimmy Butler. You traded away your whole damn team. You gave the Bulls Larry Markin and Chris Dunn and Zach LaVine for Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is not there. Jimmy Butler was to me the number
Zach
3.
Wasn't there last year either for half.
Yeah, really well. Yeah, exactly.
No, but they didn't make the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but they only have to go 500 from here out, and still they're gonna make.
I don't know if they're gonna do that though.
Come on, bro.
Cat got to be superhuman. I
No,
don't
he
know.
does not.
Yes, he does.
They have a decent team.
Yes,
bro.
he does. They in the Western Conference.
Go 500.
Yeah, we
3
saw
through 10
those
can be
teams.
interchangeable. Cat has to be superhuman. I don't know if he can do that.
2 teams are taking up all the wins. You got 2 60-win teams. For the most part, you have literally 2 60-win teams, which is why people look at the standings like, "Oh, the East is so much better than the West." No, you just have 2 62 elite teams in the West, so there's only so many wins that everybody can get. If you can go 500 again, I think you'll make the playoffs.
They need to get to like 8 or 9. They have 19 games left. They need to get to 8 or 9 wins, and they play like Memphis, Phoenix, LA,
Atlanta.
Like, they play enough
the
of those
Kings
teams to get to 8 or 9 wins.
Exactly. They just beat the Bulls last night, and they'll probably sneak a win against Portland. They'll probably beat Utah once. They'll be fine.